So initially it started with let's say just a software development piece or some kind of a small portion of a development piece, but now this has become the major hub, okay, wherein they are talking about innovation, they are talking about cyber resilience, and they are also talking about the compliance. So one of the key parameter when we take this kind of responsibility into the GCC, one of the key parameter that I looked at is, do we have capable people of understanding the global compliance requirement, the global security requirement. Now India has a lot of data centers. So this GCC are also considering that can we also leverage India infrastructure, data center infrastructure to put up the data backup into India. So in case there is a global outage worldwide, can this data be leveraged?
Welcome to the GCC Converge Summit and Awards 2025 presented by Airtel Business and brought to you by the Mainstream. I am Simran Shivalkar, your host for today, and I'm joined by Mr. Avinash Dharmadhikari. He is the Global CISO at Nest Digital Engineering. Firstly, Mr. Dharmadhikari, thank you so much for joining us. Let's lead with your experience today at the event. How has it been so far?
Going very good. A lot many things and lot many views I am able to hear from various experts into the leadership team.
Superb. Well, I also believe you are leading one of the panels based on cybersecurity, resilience, and you know how it's kind of supporting GCCs as well.
Yeah.
I have a question for you.
Sure.
Over 60% of GCCs are now responsible for global security ops or compliance oversight. How are you as a leader able to address this with the growing responsibility?
In GCC, typically when it started, it was more looked at as likely more of a cost center and how do we save the cost. But eventually, based on the talent that is available, things have started growing in terms of the responsibility. And one of the things is that in India, you will find a lot of talented people, a lot of
Correct.
skilled people, and that really helps you to take the additional responsibility. So initially it started with let's say just a software development piece or some kind of a small portion of a development piece, but now this has become the major hub, okay, wherein they are talking about innovation, they are talking about cyber resilience, and they are also talking about the compliance. So one of the key parameter when we take this kind of responsibility into the GCC, one of the key parameter that I looked at is, do we have capable people of understanding the global compliance requirement, the global security requirement, okay. And if you look at that, those talent that is available, so
Right.
essentially the focus will be that do we have that required talent to take that responsibility, and do we have the backup plan. Based on that, you can decide to take the responsibility. And from the cyber security perspective, attacks are same irrespective of the location,
Right.
whether it's a India location or whether it's a any geo location. Hackers do not really look at the location per se while doing the attack. They look at the probable target and the money.
Correct.
Okay, so essentially, when you look at this kind of responsibility, you need to keep that in mind that okay, this is not India specific, this is a global specific, and I need to look at the global attack pattern, threat pattern, and based on that, decide what kind of technology, tools, and the skills I need to do. That's what I look at it.
Superb, and thank you so much for your insights. Also, do you feel that GCCs are now moving beyond, cost savings and talent? They are also being valued for resilience. They are moving beyond that traditional bracket of talent and cost optimization.
Absolutely. Like I mentioned earlier, it's no more a cost saving option. GC is not just is nowadays looked at more of a strategic initiative. Earlier, as I said, it was more like save the cost. But today it's a strategic initiative, and every big organization, especially into the BFSI, GCC in India plays a vital role, and that has become the strategic partner. And most of these companies looked at GCC as a resilience. So in case there is a global outage, in case there is a global attack, can India GCC become my resilience part? And while designing and implementing the GCC infrastructure itself, that resilience is so. In addition to your cyber security, your development security, your development team, one of the key consideration is, can that become my resilience center? Can that become my DR?
Correct.
That also is the aspect that is always considered. Nowadays, you will see that while designing itself, this is put as one of the mandatory condition by the providers, okay,
Right.
or rather the requester, so that the provider can decide and design that GCC in such a way that okay, it becomes a resilient in case of the cyber attack. Not only that, one more important thing that you need to consider is, now India has a lot of data centers. So this GCC are also considering that can we also leverage India infrastructure, data center infrastructure to put up the data backup into India. So in case there is a global outage worldwide, can this data be leveraged. So that's
Right.
where I see that the cost saving option is no more considered
Right.
while designing a GCC. It is more a strategic decision that okay, we want to deploy a GCC. It can be a roadmap that okay, eventually this becomes the strategic resilience center
Right.
for as a GCC. That's what my input would be.
Wow, I mean, this conversation has been very insightful. Thank you so much for joining me. And while we wrap up, I most certainly look forward to connect with you again.
My pleasure.
Thank
you.
you.
Val. Thank you.